What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a real classic hoot and holler, a OG banger. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to make something clear before I dive into this story. There's a couple things I gotta mention. First off, this is a retelling of a very old story that got taken down. Reason that it got taken down is because a few years ago, some of you guys might remember, there's something called the adpocalypse that happened on YouTube, and a fuckload of channels got terminated, and I even got strikes during this time. And during this phase, I got 2 strikes, and I was 1 strike away from losing my whole channel. So I basically did a fed sweep on my own channel, and I deleted a shitload of old stories. And for a while, I was debating on whether or not I should make these remakes, and I asked on Twitter today, and the overwhelming majority from you guys was yes. And you guys specifically wanted this one when I asked about it. So let's go ahead and tell this story. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Drop a like if you do. This one was originally posted in the beginning of 2016. It was around, I deleted it. I didn't private it. I fully deleted it. So I don't know the exact date, but it was early 2016. I remember that. And it didn't stay up for very long. So some of you old OGs who have been around for over 4 years might remember this video. But if not, hey, hope you guys enjoy. And if you remember it, enjoy again. Now you guys can rewatch this one that you guys have not been able to watch for over 3 years now. But either way, let's dive right into it. So this happened way back in early 2016, the beginning of the semester that I spent at my alternative school. And at this alternative school, I've talked about this girl in the past. There was a girl named Amanda who used to pick me up and drive me to school all the time. We'll call her Amanda. And we'd been friends, we went to the same school before we both got sent to this alternative school. So it was convenient for her to pick me up because she lived near me anyway. So she used to pick me up and we'd go do our thing. We'd go to school, right? And one day she hits me up and she picks me up extra early. She's like, yo, let's get fucked up this morning. Like, let's pregame school. I'm like, bet, sounds great. Come get me. So I leave for school way early. We leave like an hour early for school. And we plan on just smoking some weed, maybe getting fucked. Like, we're just going to see what happens, right? So I get in her car. She comes and picks me up. I hop in the whip. I leave a little early. And my mom was already gone for work. She left really early for work some mornings, and this happened to be one of those days. So she didn't even know I left this early. But I dipped out, and I get in Amanda's car. And we're chatting a little bit. I'm asking how her morning's going. And she already had a blunt. So I was like, oh, clutch. Perfect. Let's smoke. So she sparks this blunt, we're chilling, we're talking, and I just, out of nowhere, listen, back in this era in high school, I was capable of doing this. Nowadays, I drink a lot, but I couldn't do this. Back in high school, I used to get drunk at like 7 a.m. And for some reason, I asked Amanda, to take me to Walgreens. I don't know what drove me to do it, but I was just like, yo, take me to Walgreens right now. So we go to Walgreens, and back in my day in high school, you OGs have heard a lot of stories about this. I was a goon when it came to stealing. I literally stole so much alcohol from Walgreens that they eventually removed the whole they just stopped selling alcohol at that location. I'm pretty sure to this day they still don't sell alcohol there, because I've been back to this Walgreens recently. I'm technically banned for life, but they don't fucking have a picture of me plastered on the wall, dude, But either way, I go into this Walgreens, and it's like 7 a.m., so there's basically no one there. There's no one even at the register, right? Like, whoever was supposed to be at the register wasn't, standing there. So I walk in, and right as you walk in, to the left at the end is the little alcohol end section, and they had bottles of Henny with no alarm on them. This was the only place that I'd ever been to that had that, unless it was behind the counter. Of course, that's different, but this was a not behind the counter, just in an aisle, bottle of Hennessy with no alarm. So obviously, it's a no-brainer. I'm hitting licks. So I grab this fucking bottle, and I just walk out fast as hell. No one even says anything. I just walk out with this bottle in my hand fast as hell. I get back in Amanda's car, and I'm like, yo, dip the fuck out of here. Get out, pull off, right? We pull off. We're all good. I got this bottle. I'm feeling great. So now that we've got this bottle, I crack it open, and she's got this little water bottle of her own, and she asked me to pour some in there. So I give her some, and she doesn't drink any immediately. She's like, oh, I'm going to wait till we get to school and get a chaser. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea, because I hate the taste of straight Hennessy. Back in high school, though, it was free alcohol. You can't complain. Listen, It's the same thing with weed. Back in high school, I'd smoke any quality of weed if I felt it. Same thing with alcohol. I would drink any form as long as I felt it. Nowadays, I'm picky, right? Because I'm an adult, and I can be. But back in high school, you take what you can get with that kind of stuff, you know? So, granted, we got some free Henny, but I also didn't really like Hennessy that much. But I didn't care. At the time, I'd drink it at 7 a.m. Didn't matter to me. So we're chilling out. And I'm smacking this bottle of Henny. I'm feeling great. I'm drinking straight out the bottle. I'm feeling like an absolute boss, dude. We smoked this first blunt, and it's just waking me up. I'm feeling great. And eventually, I get hit up on Snapchat by my friend Tina. She was very close friends with Ashton and a couple other friends that I went to this alternative school with, and she herself was quite the drug animal, to put it lightly. She goes pretty hard, honestly. I think she might go harder than me nowadays, but either way, she hit me up and she was like, "Yo, what are you doing right now? Are you guys trying to like link up and match or something?" Because I posted on my story that we were together, right? I posted us smoking a blunt in the car, and she's like, "Yo, we should link up." So I'm like, "Okay, bet." And I tell Amanda, I'm like, "Yo, let's go pick up Tina. She'll chill with us, like she'll match, right?" So we pick up Tina, and Tina conveniently lives pretty close to the school, right? Like, she's maybe 5 minutes from the school. So we go pull up on her, and by this point, I was pretty buzzed. I was feeling pretty decent, and it was later, it was later in the morning, maybe 45, 50 minutes had gone by, and we had only 10 minutes till school was going to start, but we didn't really fucking care, We didn't really care. Maybe it was more like 20 minutes, but either way, we didn't give a shit. We were going to be late. So we pick up Tina, she comes out to the car, and she's chilling with us, and as far as I know, all she's got is some bud, right? All she's got is a little bit of weed. And she ends up busting out some bars, and she's offering them to myself and Amanda. And Amanda takes one, but I decline it, because I had this whole bottle of Henny. I was like, dude, I'm getting lit off this shit, bro. I'm getting absolutely bussin'. It's gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be wonderful. So we're all chilling. We're sitting in the car, and Amanda busts out, or not Amanda, pardon me, Tina busts out a little bit of her own weed, right? And I had brought some too. So we match, we roll up another blunt, we had one wrap left, and we smoked this, and we're sitting in the parking lot of Tina's apartment, and we're chilling out, we're feeling great, right? And as far as I knew, just them two, they had their bars, right? Amanda, she took her bar, I don't think she popped it. At least in front of me, she didn't pop it. Later in the day, she might have, but we'll get to why I say that in a little bit. But either way, we're chilling out. We're all feeling good. We're smoking up. Amanda's just baked. Me, I'm decently crossed at this point because I've been smacking the bottle. And Tina asked to smack the bottle too, so I pass it back to her. She takes a couple sips, passes it back to me, and I'm just smacking this Henny, feeling good. And I drink a good bit of it. I drank. I'd say maybe a little less than a quarter of the bottle. I wasn't wasted by any means, right? But I was buzzing. I felt great. I definitely went to school drunk, 100%. I was cross, and I was feeling really nice. But after we finished smoking that blunt, we chilled out, and we were just talking and listening to music, right? We were just having conversation, having that blunt talk kind of shit. The car's all smoky, we're all stoned, and we're just talking about stupid shit that doesn't make sense. And I'd say we did that for maybe 30 minutes, and then we decided, all right, let's get our asses to school. So we're pulling up to school, and as we're about to leave, this parking lot and pull to school, because like I said, we're only 5 minutes away from it. We're literally a couple blocks over. And I ask Amanda, I'm like, "Yo, do you have room in your bag for this Henny bottle?" Because I straight up didn't have room to carry this shit. And she's like, "Oh yeah, for sure. I'll take it, right?" So she takes this bottle, and she puts it in her backpack. I don't know why she brought it in. But she brought it into school. I guess she was trying to give her friends drinks in the bathroom during lunch and shit. I don't know. But either way, she brought it into school. So she puts the shit in her backpack. We go a couple blocks over and we get to school. And we're going about our day. And I don't really see Amanda again, right? I don't really see her at all at any point again. So I go my separate way. I go to class. I'm a little late. She goes her way, and Tina goes her way as well. And we don't really have classes together at all. I know myself and Amanda had one later in the day together, but in the morning we didn't. So we go our separate ways. And I'm chilling. We get to maybe third period. Nothing eventful really happens. I'm just kind of coming down from being crossfaded throughout the day, and nothing else really goes down. But we get to maybe third period. And I get pulled out of class. And they pull me in, and they're like, do you know why you're in here? And I genuinely, I go straight to the dean's office. And this alternative school, mind you, it's very small. There was maybe 100 students total. It was just all the kids who got kicked out of the other schools in the district who were basically all crackheads. Very small school, a lot of teachers. They literally watch who you come to school with. They take note of that. You have to sign in. All this crazy shit. All this crazy fucking shit. Sign in, sign out. It's crazy at this school. But either way, I get called in. I'm sitting there with the dean. The dean just asked me, he's like, do you know why we called you in? And I'm like, no. And they asked me to bring my backpack. They specifically asked me to bring my backpack. And that's when I know, I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm so boned, dude. Like, I'm so fucked. So I'm sitting there and I'm just chilling. I'm like, man, I'm kind of fucked up. You know, like I'm not really having a good time in this all. I didn't say that to him, but I'm just thinking this. And he's like, well, Amanda got a little too fucked up earlier today. That's exactly how the dean worded it. I remember. I guess Amanda might have, I assume she popped the bar, but she started drinking as well, like earlier in the day, and just got way too wasted to handle herself. And they busted her with the shit, right? But the thing is, because they busted her, they then searched her car. This is what the dean told me. Because they busted her with the alcohol being fucked up, they searched her car, right? And in the car, in the back seat, they found a crack pipe. And they tell me this, and they're like, so whose crack pipe is that? The dean says it so bluntly. And at first I'm like, dude, is this guy trolling? Like I actually thought he was joking. I look at him and I'm kind of like smiling. I'm like, because I'm fucked up at the same time. And the dean just pulled me in the office and asked me if my crack pipe is in her car. And I'm like, dude, am I like unconscious right now? Am I having like some sort of weird crossfaded fever dream? Like, what the fuck is going on? But he asked me and I'm like, dude, like, what are you talking about? While I'm doing that, there's a school staff, the school security guy was searching my bag, but I had nothing on me. We smoked all my weed already, so I didn't have shit. I had like an empty pack of Swishers in my bag, but that was normal for when they search kids at school. They don't really care about weed as much, you know? If they find weed, they just kind of tell you to go home for the day. But they're asking me, and I'm confused as fuck. I'm like, bro, excuse me? And they're like, we know you came to school with Amanda. We saw you come in with her and Tina. And I'm not saying shit. I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, bro, like, whose crack pipe is in that car? Because there's a part of me that's like, could it be Tina? I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, could it be Tina's? Like, she didn't bust out no crack pipe in front of us, but she is a crackhead. But also, this was before I'd smoked crack, so I didn't qualify for the crack pipe. But what I will say is Amanda would drive so many people around in that car that I was starting to think like maybe someone might have actually just left their crack pipe in the car. But, they kind of have me in the office for a little bit. And the dean gets up and he's like, well, if you want to tell me anything, I'll be back in a minute. And he leaves me in the office with this other like security guy. And I guess he goes in to talk to Tina or whatever, whoever they had pulled aside. Meanwhile, Amanda, I'm pretty sure she got sent home. I don't know what they did with her car, but I'm pretty sure she got sent home for the day. I didn't see her at any point. But the dean leaves. He gets up and he leaves. And he comes back, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm fucked up, bro. The dean, he didn't even say anything about me being fucked up yet, but I could just tell by the way he was like looking at me. I knew I was sent. Like, my eyes were definitely red. I was decent cross, and I knew that I was fucked up. And at first I thought, I was like, am I about to get away with this? Like, what's about to happen? You know, like, am I going to be good? And the dean comes back in, and he sits down, and he's like, all right, well, the crack pipe is Tina's, apparently. And I breathe this sigh of relief. And then he looks at me, and he goes, but I know you're fucked up right now. And he doesn't say it like that, but you know what he means. He's like, he says, like, I know you are messed up right now. And I at this point, like, I'm just so grateful that I'm not getting charged for the crack pipe, that I'm like, you know what? If the only thing I'm being accused of is being fucked up at school, sure, man. So I'm just sitting there, and I just kind of like smile at him a little bit. And he's like, well, we're going to have to suspend you for a couple days for being involved with this. So I got a 2-day suspension out of this, which sucked ass, but I got the least, right? I got the least of the problems. Amanda, I'm pretty sure she got a week. And Tina, she got sent to a way worse alternative school where your parents have to sign a waiver that the teachers can get physical with you if you don't comply with things. I'm talking that kind of alternative school. They sent her to the fucking gulag for this shit, dude. But I was sitting there and I was just like, dude, my semester just started. My first semester of being at this school. And one of the first impressions my principal got of me was he found a crack pipe in a car that I rode to school in. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? But little did I know, maybe it was like a sign, you know, because I ended up smoking crack pretty soon after, like a couple months later. So maybe it was a sign. It was like some sort of blessing or like some sort of, I don't know. Damn, that's something to really, really think about, really reflect on, dude. You know what I'm saying? But hey, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. If you guys want me to retell old vaulted videos, please do let me know in the comment section below. There's a lot of them that I had to take down. Back in the day, I had to take down over 90 different stories due to the adpocalypse. So there's just a ton of content that has been lost forever that I'd like to put back up. So let me know if you guys are interested in this. Hope you guys did enjoy this first ever retelling. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like if you did. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.